The fault-finding stage with an avoidant can really feel like the devaluation stage with a narcissist, but the intent, it is different. When you're in the fault-finding stage with an avoidant, they are looking for any perceived fault that they can find in you. They are criticizing you, nitpicking you, finding fault in virtually everything you do. And no matter how hard you try, it is not good enough for this person. And you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You try harder and harder, and it's still not good enough. And during the fault-finding phase, they can do things like gaslight you, stonewall you, cheat on you, and even disappear on you for days. Now, the narcissist will do the same exact thing, but it is for a very different reason. The narcissist is trying to maintain power and control in the relationship. Narcissists go into a relationship for one thing: narcissistic supply. Narcissistic supply is the attention, affirmation, adoration, power, and control that a narcissist feels entitled to. That's what they search for in the world. Now, they are setting up for the inevitable discard. So they are setting themselves up in a position to maintain power and control while they devalue you, put you below them, and search for new supply. An avoidant is trying to create emotional distance between their partner and themselves, because avoidants fear emotional intimacy. This is a person that feels unlovable at their core. And back in childhood, they were emotionally neglected by their parents or their caretakers. So they learn to associate emotional intimacy with abandonment, because anybody that you rely on for your emotional needs is not going to be there for you. They're going to reject you. They're going to abandon you. So it's hard to create emotional intimacy with a person that you are constantly putting down, a person that you are nitpicking, a person that you're cheating on, gaslighting, or stonewalling. It is all fear-based with an avoidant. The avoidant actually longs for love, they long for a connection, but when they get it, it scares them. So they find ways to push their partner away. A narcissist is not doing this based out of fear. They're doing it based out of their desire for power and control, and they're also setting it up because they are inevitably going to discard you for a new supply. They get bored of your supply. Also, narcissists, in the beginning, they idolize you, they put you on a pedestal, and when they realize you're not perfect, not being perfect is not good enough for them, they start to devalue you. And that's what they do. They remove your value in the relationship. An avoidant is primarily operating out of fear. This is a person that is afraid that if you get behind the castle wall that they built around their heart, that you are going to figure out that they are unlovable and you're going to reject and abandon them. Regardless of whether it's an avoidant or a narcissist, this is very painful behavior to endure. You are being treated in a way that you do not deserve, which is why it's so incredibly important to hold boundaries. Boundaries being what you will and will not tolerate, what you want, what you don't want, what you need, what you don't need, and actually hold those boundaries and enforce them. Enforcement of boundaries can be various different things. It can be walking away from the situation for a bit. It can be leaving the relationship altogether, or it could be as simple as saying, no, I'm not going to tolerate that. But your boundaries are your sword and shield. They are how you protect yourself, because when you don't hold boundaries, you're sending yourself a subconscious message that it's okay for them to treat you this way, that you deserve this treatment, and that you can't rely on yourself to have your own back when you need it. And that pushes you further into insecurity and anxiety because you can't rely on yourself. Holding boundaries is not a recreational activity. It's not fun, but when you do, you're sending yourself a profoundly positive message that you can rely on yourself, that your feelings, your wants, your needs do matter, and it's not okay to treat you that way. So when you do hold boundaries, you are truly taking care of yourself, and you're also sending this person the message, it's not okay to treat me that way.